happen? If the final is variable, it cannot change. It's a constant. Whatever the class you are using in subclasses, if you declare any variable as a final, whichever class is extending the class in which there is a final keyword, they cannot change the value of it. It's a constant. They just have to go and use it. Okay. And if you use final keyword with the method, what will happen? You cannot override. You wanted to extend my class, extend it. You want to use my method, use it. There are no restrictions on using. So final will never ever restrict on using with the variable and using with the method. It will tell you use it. I don't do you anything. Go ahead and use it, but don't modify it. But when it comes to the final class, it's a different. You cannot even use it. Final means you cannot even use it. Final class means you cannot even use it. Use it means you cannot even extend it. You cannot extend. If your class is a final, you cannot extend that particular class. Okay, just to provide the security for that particular class. Okay. Okay. Today we will discuss about the packages. So once we are done with packages, I think after packages, we'll have access modifiers. Mostly we'll see, mostly we should be able to complete packages and access modifiers today. If it is done, there are a few more topics. I think there are 4 topics are pending in Java. One is access modifiers, one is packages, and another one is exception handling. Finally, collections. Once we are done with the collections, it means our Java will be complete. Mostly next week, in mid of the next week, Tuesday or like that, our Java is going to complete. Automation is going to start from next week. Mostly Wednesday or so we will start it. Okay. Let's start with the packages. So you already, what you did on the day one when I explained the Java, what you did on the day one, you created a package. First you created a project. After creating a project, you created a package. After creating the package, under the package, we are putting the classes. And we are also yesterday's, according to yesterday example, what we also added, we also added the interfaces. Yesterday, we also added interfaces. Where did we add these interfaces? In the package only. So you already got the meaning of package. Package contains what? Classes and interfaces. Package contains classes and interfaces. So what I'm saying, package is a group of similar type of classes. Package is a group of similar type of classes. Okay. It contains classes, interfaces, and sub packages. So now if you look at my example, your batch, right? If you look at my example of your batch, I have one package called Java Basics. I have one more package called Package 1. So these two are different packages. What Java Basics contains? Why this all video and I think online guys, I see a couple of folks are owning the video. It is not needed. Okay. It's not needed to have a video. It is not mandated that you should attend the video call like a kids class. Now, when the Corona was there, right? Kids, Google class. Teachers were forcing kids on the video. Kids on the video. I want to see you are sitting in front of the system. It is not that class. Okay. So you don't need to be on the video. Okay. So I have 2 packages here. One is Java Basics and one is Pack 1. So Java Basics, I created this package. What the definition is saying, package is set of group of similar type of classes. What do you mean by similar type of classes? Means here I'm putting all the examples related to Java Basics. I'm putting all the examples related to Java Basic. It is nothing but all the examples, similar classes. Package is nothing but set of similar classes. Whatever classes that belongs to the Java Basics, whatever classes that belongs to the Java Basics, I am putting all those examples related in the package called Java Basics. Now I can write all the programs in one package itself. Like say I wanted to write 1,000 classes. If you put all 1,000 classes in one package, do you think it is easy to maintain? Do you understand which class belongs to basics of programming, which class belongs to Java, which belongs to Selenium, which belongs to TestNG, which belongs to Cucumber, etc., etc. It is difficult to maintain. So packages are basically going to help you guys. Packages are basically helping you to easily maintainable. What it is saying, package can be categorized into two forms. One is built-in package and user-defined. Everything I talk here, can you close the door? Anything you talk in Java, predefined and user-defined. Functions, predefined and user-defined. Classes, predefined and user-defined. Interfaces, predefined and user-defined. I explained yesterday. WebDriver is what? Predefined. It is already defined. So now packages, predefined packages and user-defined packages. It is having both predefined and as well as the user-defined. So there are many built-in packages. Java has, I don't know, maybe more than 1,000 or so. They're having so many built-in packages in Java. Okay. So there are so many built-in packages such as Java. Java itself is one package. Lang is one package. AWT is one package. Java X is another package. Net is one package. IO is one package. Util is one package. SQL is one package. So there are so many predefined packages in Java. So you'll understand. Now I said yesterday WebDriver. WebDriver is a what? Predefined interface. Interface is available in where? In one of the package. So package contains what? Classes and interfaces. So example, in our Eclipse, we are seeing classes as well as interfaces. Yesterday we discussed about interfaces, right? Now if you look at my package, it is containing interface also. This one, right? It is containing interface. It is containing the classes. Package contains classes and interfaces. But what we are trying to say, put similar classes and similar interfaces in one package and name that package which it belongs to what. Okay. Now, advantages of using the package. What is the major advantage I'm going to get using the packages? The first one is package is used to categorize the classes. Package is used to categorize the classes and interfaces so that they can be easily maintained. Categorize them. That's what I'm categorizing. I'm categorizing one package for all the Java, one categorization for all the basics of any programming language. Now what I have to do, I have to rename this package. I've just kept it package one. I just thought to change it when I'm talking about the packages. Now what this package containing? Basics of any programming language. This package containing what? Basics of any programming language. If you want to rename, it should allow you to rename. I don't know. It was earlier. It was allowing. Maybe not sure. The latest version they are not allowing to. Yeah, refactor. Press on refactor. Click on rename. Okay. What is this? What is this package containing? What examples we have? Any basics? Basics of programming. Click on. Okay. Click on continue. Now, whatever programs you guys have done so far, whatever programs you have done in your laptop, maybe you'll have done the basics already. Just rename what I showed you. Just try to rename that. Just try to rename that particular package. How to rename? Right click, right? You just have to right click, find the refactor, then you click on rename. Just rename the package. Now, if you are written all the package, all examples in one package, are you guys writing all examples in one package? Are you not even writing any program itself? Okay, if I think you are writing all the programs in one package itself, now separate them. Create one more package for Java basics. If you wanted to take a class, if you wanted to take a class from one package to another, just select drag and drop. Select, drag and drop. Example here, just leave it. Click on OK. This class will be available under this package. One option. Another option, Control C, come put cursor on the new package, Control V. First select what the classes belongs to, Java Basics, select them using the control. Now I wanted to select this one and this one. It will allow you to select only one, not both. If you wanted to select multiple, press Control and press this one. It will allow you to select, it's a shortcut key. Control allows you to select multiple classes to copy it. Control C, then put the cursor here and Control V. If you have more classes, if you have one or two classes, just drag and drop. It will not take even more time also. Now I wanted to take this dog into Java Basics. Just leave it here. Click on OK. It came back to here. Okay, this is what you have to do. Now coming back to the packages, package is a set of similar classes, interfaces, and sub packages. If a package can also contain the sub package. Package can contain sub package also. Okay. Now, what is advantage to maintain? I just showed you how it makes easier for maintainability. You are categorize them, one for Java Basics, one for basics of any programming language. This is how you guys have to categorize them. Now, package provides access protection. We will discuss, no rush. If you can talk about access modifiers today, we will talk if possible. We should be able to. That time I will explain you access protection. Okay. Now creation of a package. You already know how to create a package. Right click on where you have to right click, where you need to create a package on the project. You are in Saturday mode. Where did you create a package? Under SRC. So don't right click on your project. Here also you'll have an option to create a package, but I don't see any. Yeah, you have an option to create in the project also, but don't do it. You will always have SRC folder. Under SRC, you create a package. How do you create a package in Eclipse? Right click on SRC. Same thing. How you created a class, new package. Then it will ask you to provide the package name. Okay. Now I'll create two packages just to, I think it's not needed. If you don't understand, then I will go at that level. We'll see. Now, can I use one class from one package to another package? Okay, let me write it this way. Example, I have package one. Okay. Under this, I have one class called class A. Okay. And this class is having some method one, whatever, some definition of the method one. Then I have one more package called pack2. How many packages I'm trying to create? Two packages. One is package 1, another one is package 2. Now here I'm saying public void B. Sorry, not public void. Sorry. There should be class. Public class A. Same thing, I'll put it here. I have class B. This comes under where? This class A comes under package 1. Class B comes under package 2. Same thing you guys can see here. Now this program is coming under where? Package example. Let me close all. This is not needed. Now this program functions is come. This also let me close it. Now arrays. Arrays is coming under which package? It will first line will be your package name. First line will be your package name. The arrays class is coming from where? In basics of programming. I'll open some more package here. Add beneficiary. This is coming under where? Java Basics. Same thing I'm trying to explain with the package 1, package 2, so that you can understand it easily. Now this class B is having some method 2. Okay. Now, can I use class A in the class B? We understand one concept called inheritance. You extend class B from class A. You can use class B extends class A. It means you already get everything, whatever you have in the super class to subclass. But here, using the packages, I'm not using any inheritance concept. Using the package, I'm not using any inheritance concept, but still I wanted to use it. Still I wanted to use it. What I wanted to use, I wanted to use class A in the class B. Concept is using one class from one package to another package. Example, another package is package 2. I wanted to use the class A, which is coming from the package 1. So that's what the question here we are trying to explain here, right? Now, how to access package from another package? How to access package from another package? Example, you have package 1, package 2. How to use package 1 in the package 2? When I say package 1 can contain multiple classes. Example, I'm giving only one class just for the sake of example. Don't think package should contain only one class. It can contain multiple. Here, if you look at, I have multiple classes under Java basics. I also have multiple classes under basics of programming language. Okay. Now, how to access one package from another package? There are 3 ways to access the package from outside the package. There are 3 ways to use. One is import package name dot star. One is import package name dot. Do you guys know what do you mean by dot star? Do you guys know search options? Now I wanted to search all the files in my computer which are MS Word files. I want to search all the files which are Excel files. I wanted to search only MS Word, or I wanted to search only MS Word. MS Word will have which extension? What is the extension of MS Word? Every file have some extension. Dot .doc. Notepad will have what extension? TXT. Excel will have what? Dot XLS. Dot old version will have XLS. New versions will have XLSX. Old versions XLS. Previous new versions XLSX. So now example, I wanted to search all the files related to star.doc. Whenever I go, every computer will have this option, right? Search option. Every computer will have search option. You have it here. Just click here. I wanted to search what file? .doc. When I say star.doc, what it is going to do? It is going to show me all the files which are having extension as doc. Okay. And if I wanted to search all the files which are having extension as XLS, it is showing all the files, DD sample, XLS, some other XLS, and there is another XLS. So whenever I say dot star means everything. Dot star means everything. Like this, when it comes to the packages, basically these are comes under basics of any computers. I think you have not even done any basics of computer, right? So when I say import package name dot star, so you wanted to import one package to another package, you have to use a keyword called import. You wanted to import one package from one package to another package, you have to use import. Now, if you go to if you go to inheritance, what you will say? Extends. Extends means you will get that class to the subclass. Here, when I say import package name dot star, dot star, I showed you everything. Now, if I say what is my package name here? Java basics. Now, if I say here in class B, I'm saying import, I have to use import keyword. To import any package, you have to use import. Import space package name. What is my package name? Java basics. Look at the package name. What is my package name? Java basics dot star. Dot star means it will go to your Java basics package. What is I'm saying? Use the import package name dot star. One way of implementing. What it will do? How many classes you have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 classes I have. It will import all these 12 classes and it will make available for package 2. It will import all 12 classes. It doesn't matter 12 or how many classes you have in Java Basics package. It is going to import all the classes and make it available to package 2. And you guys, you have class B. Now I'll say one more class. Let me put this. I have class B and I have class C. So all these classes, class B, class C, etc. How many classes you guys are having under Java Basics package? How many classes you are having the Java Basics? Class B can use them. Class C also can use them. Can class A use them? Can class A use it? Am I importing in package 1 or I'm importing in package 2? Are we importing in package 1? So package 1 will not get. Where I am importing, that matters. In which package I am importing is the important thing. In which package I am importing? In package 2. So if you are importing it in the package 2, so what it is going to do? It is going to import all the classes. It is going to import all the classes from Java Basics to package 2. Okay. Now, if I say import Java Basics dot star in package 1, if you add this statement in the package 1 also, now both the packages will have Java Basics. Package 1 is different. Package 2 is different. Java Basics is different. In package 1, I am saying import Java Basics dot star. Import is a keyword which is used to import your package. Where you are importing? In package 1. So all your Java examples will be available in the package 1. Second package is what? Package 2. There also I am doing what? Import. When I say import Java Basics dot star, it will import all. Now in package 1, I don't want to import Java Basics. What I have? I also have another thing. One more package, right? Basics of any programming language. Here I wanted to import Java Basics of Programming dot star. So class package 1 will get all the classes from this package, Basics of any programming language. Package 2 will get Java Basics. So how many files you have? All those files will be available here. And how many programs you have under Java Basics? All will be available here. It's up to you. Which one you wanted to import? You can go ahead and import. But it is strongly recommended not to use dot star. Why it is strongly recommended not to use? If your Basics of Programming is having 100 programs, so it's a performance issue. It has to load all 100 programs to package 2. It's a performance. Do you really want to use all the classes? Most of the time, no. So whichever class this is first way. Okay, there are 3 ways, right? I'm explaining the first one. I'm clearly saying it will import all the classes and interfaces to this particular package. Interface also. Package will contain classes and interfaces. Example, in this Java Basics, I have interfaces. I have interface 1, interface 2, interface 3, interface 4. There are 3 or 4 interfaces and remaining classes. So when you say dot star, it will import everything. When you say dot star, it will import everything, right? And then I'm saying it is recommended not to use. I'm directly a bold and putting it in underline because it is not recommended to use this, as it will impact on performance, as it has to load all the classes. I said if it is having 1000 classes, what it will do? It will try to load all the 1000 classes here. It will try to load all the 1000 classes. That is the reason it is not recommended to use. The next one, second option, import package name dot class name. What do you mean by import package name dot class name? You have 1000 classes, out of which class you wanted to import. In this example, I'm using dot star, right? Instead of using the dot star, I wanted to use Basics of Programming. How many classes you have? Doesn't matter. Now I wanted to import example, which class? Any class like arrays. I wanted to import arrays. So what I have to say? Import package name dot class name. Which class? Arrays. So what it is going to do? It is going to import only one class. Dot star all classes. Dot arrays only one class, whatever the class you wanted to import. This is the best option to use. It is suggested to go with this way, so that it will not try to load, all the classes. It will try to load only one class. Okay. Now let's go back to our program. Now I wanted to create one example for packages. I would say package, sorry, not the package. I would say new class. I'll create one class called package example. This class is creating in where? Java, as you can see here. Whichever first line you see, this is your package in which your class is available. Now, which class I wanted to import? Where is that functions here? Okay, recursion function we have, right? I wanted to use this particular class. This class is containing what? One function. What function? Recursion function to find the factorial of the number, right? What this function is taking? It is taking one parameter. For which number you want to find the factorial. Now I wanted to use this class. This class is coming on where? In Java basics of programming. I am in which package? In Java basic. These two are different packages, right? Now, which one you wanted to use? Recursion. What is this recursion? A class. This class is available in which package? Basics of package. So what I should do to use this class? I have to import. Just say import space package name dot. Do I need to give a dot star or dot star not needed? Dot star means it will take all the classes. Do you want to use all the classes? No, I wanted to use only one class. You put a dot, it is showing automatically all the classes. And you see, when you put a dot, it will automatically show you. Just select your class, which one you want to double click. Now this recursion class is available here. Immediately it is giving me a warning message. It is clearly saying the import recursion is never used. It is saying you imported, but you have not used. Just we added. We just have to use it now. Now, what is this recursion? Is having one function called factorial. I wanted to call this particular function. So this is a static function. So how do you call a static function? Class name dot function name. So don't need to call static functions with the object. You don't need to call static functions with the object. You always call static functions with the class name. Now I already imported this package. Now what I have to say, what is my class name? Recursion. So here I have to go and call the function. What is my class name? No. Class name. Recursion, correct, yeah. Recursion dot. Is it showing any function name? This class is having a function. This class is having a function. What is the function name? Factorial. Is it showing now? It is not showing. Just observe. I will clarify your doubt later. I'm just adding keyword. Don't worry why I'm adding public and all. We'll discuss. Now go back to your program. Just delete dot and put dot again. Is it showing you the factorial? It is showing the function now. For which one you wanted to find the factorial? Example 5. Then any number is fine. So now what you are doing? You are calling a function. Which function you are calling? Factorial. Factorial is a what? Static function. How do you call a static function? With the class name. Which class in it is available? Recursion. This recursion is available in which package? Basics of programming. So what I am doing? I am importing it. Any class you wanted to use, first you need to understand that class is available in which package. First you need to understand it is available under which package. So if you want to use the class, get the package name. Get the package name, put dot and give your class name, whichever you wanted to use it, right? Now try to execute it. What it will do? It will go to the recursion class. This is different package, that's a different package. This is a different class and that is a different class. Am I using any inheritance here? Right? But I'm directly calling it, right? Just call it. When you call it, where it will go? It will come to here. You are calling the function. It will go to the recursion and it will execute this factorial function, right? Just try to run it. Okay, are we not printing any value there? No, we are returning the value. See, it is calling the factorial. It is calculating and returning the value. Function can return a value, right? Function can take the parameters and it can also return the value. So what value it is returning? It is returning n. N is what data type? That's why you're putting int here. This is a return type. This is the return type. So far we were putting void because it was not returning. If you see any return type, it means it is returning a value. So what data type it is returning? Integer. So you have to restore the value or not. So I have to store this particular value. I would declare some variable int fact equal to, you can give any name. Okay. Now I have to print the value of the plus fact. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah. I'll give you one more example. I think you're confusing returning it, recursion. I'm including all the topics. I'm including recursion. Recursion function calls itself. Recursion function can return a value. What value it is returning? Integer. I'm storing it in the integer. Let's run it. I'll give you one more example. Okay. Just try to run it. What is the factorial of 120? Factorial function is available in recursion function. Recursion function, sorry, recursion class. Recursion class is available under basics of any programming package. Now, let's take one more. Let's take this example. Otherwise, I think one of the batch okay. If you feel this is a bit confusing, I will take one more 7:30 p.m. Okay. Now, what I am trying to do here, I am trying to create two packages. I have package 1, I have package 2. Okay. Package 1, package 2. Don't worry about basics and Java example. I have so many packages. So I'm trying to take one package called package 1. Package 1 is having what? Functions class. There is one class called functions. Functions class is having what? One function called add. This functions class is available under which package? P1. P1 nothing but package 1. P1. Now I have another package called package 2. Package 1 is one class, sorry, package. It is containing one class called functions. I have one more package called package 2. Now what I wanted to use, I wanted to use this function. I wanted to use this functions class. In the functions class, what we are having? Add method. So I wanted to use this method. So this is available, add is available under where? Functions class. Functions class is available under which package? Package 1. Now you have a package 2. Package 2 containing what? Package examples. I will come to package examples. Now I wanted to use what? Functions class. It is coming from where? P1. Now I'm saying import package name dot class name. This is the syntax. How to import? Package name dot class name. What is my package? P1. What is my class name? Functions. Now what I am doing here? I am importing. Why I am importing? Because I wanted to use this class. So here previously it was a static function. So that's why we were calling it with the class name. So I think there was a lot of things involved in that example. One is recursion is involved, static is also involved, return type of the function also involved. Now it comes to this example. I'm creating an object for functions class. Then obj dot add. How this function class is having what? Add method. Add method is what? Normal method. It's not a static function. How do you call a function? Object name dot method name. For which class you have to create object? Functions. Because this add is available under functions itself. Now what I am doing, I'm creating an object here. Then obj dot add. So what it will print? What values you are adding? 10 and 20. It will come to this function and it will execute this particular function. Try to run it. You have package 1, package 2. I wanted to use package 1 inside the package 2. If you wanted to use package 1 in the package 2, first step, what you have to do? Import. If you import, then only that functions class will be available. Now let me delete this import. Immediately line number 9 and 10 you will get error. Line number 9. It is giving an error. Why? Because this don't know. Package 2 don't know what is this functions class. Package 2 doesn't know what is this functions class here, right? So if you put a cursor here, it says, it's clearly saying import functions. It is clearly saying import functions from which package? Package 1. You don't need to import, just get the error, place the cursor, fix it, will give. Now same functions class is also available in another package, basics of program. It is also giving to import that also. See, two packages are having same class called functions. Basics of programming is also having a class called functions. P1 is also having a class called functions. And then you have one more thing, import functions, standard security.pax11.wrapper. That is the predefined package. There is also predefined package, and that is containing what? Functions class. That is a different package. Which one you wanted to import, it's up to you. Now which one I wanted to use? Functions from package 1. Okay, just select this package 1. It will automatically import it. Either you type it manually, just don't type it, directly use the function. It will go and give you a fix. It will give an error. Put a cursor there. It will ask you to input. Concept is very simple. You have package 1. It has some classes or interfaces. You have package 2. It has some classes and interfaces. These two are different packages. Now I wanted to use package 1 classes in package 2. When I say class, which class you want to use from package 1? Example, arrays. I wanted to use class called arrays. That is coming from where? Package 1. So I'll go to package 2. I'll say import package 1 dot arrays. It will give you the access to it. Okay. This is second way. Other way is one way is use directly star. It's up to you. So whatever you have in package, everything would be available. I said not to use this because it will take a lot of time to load everything. Okay. And what is another way? One way I explained you dot star. Another way, package dot specific class. Which one you wanted to use? Another way is what? Fully qualified name. Another way is fully qualified name. Fully qualified name means I don't import, but still I wanted to use. One option dot star. One option dot specific class name, not function, class name. Class name is functions there, right? Now, another way is fully qualified name. This functions is available in where? P1. Functions available under where? In P1 package. Just use fully qualified name, P1 dot. And wherever I'm using the class, fully qualified name, package name dot class name. This way also it will allow you to use it. Okay, this way also it is going to allow. In this case, you don't need to import. Here you don't need to import if you are using with the fully qualified name. Okay, just run it, same program, same output. Only difference is how you are importing it. One is star, one is dot class name, one is no import, nothing. Go for using the fully qualified now. Example I showed you. When should I go for fully qualified name? Example, if you import package dot class name, then only declared class, we already discussed, only that class will be available. Now next one is what? Using fully qualified name. What is that? If you use fully qualified name, then only declared class of this package will be accessible. What I'm saying, P1 dot functions. Only functions will be available. Other only functions class will be available. It will not available all other classes of the P1. Now there is no need to import. Am I importing anything here? I'm not importing anything. Why? Because I'm using fully qualified name. But you need to use fully qualified name every time when you are accessing the class. It's a bit tedious job. Every time you have to say package name dot class name, package name dot class name. Every time you have to do the same thing, right? So it is generally used when two packages have the same class name. I showed you my functions class is available in two packages. One is P1, another one is basics of any program. There are two packages which are having the same class. Example, you have a predefined class called date. There are two types of classes, right? One is predefined, one is user defined. I have a class called date. Date is available in where? One package called java.util and another package called java.sql. It is also having same class available in two different packages. Now example, if I look at here, I wanted to use the class called date equal date obj already given. Okay, date equal to new date. It will not allow me to use because I'm not importing. I'm not importing. Date is what? Predefined class. If I wanted to use that class, I have to import. Put the cursor there. Now it will show you so many packages. How many packages? It is showing you 4 packages. It is showing you 4 packages. One package is java.util. I mean, class name is same, date, but it is available in different packages. One is java.util. Another one is java.sql. Another one is sum.util.calendar.base calendar. Another one is sum.util.calendar.local Gregorian calendar. So which one you wanted to import? You have to decide. They are giving you predefined class, which is called date. Every class should be in a package. That you guys understood. Every package must be in any one package. Now, someone created date in Java util. Someone created date class in Java SQL. Like that, it is available in 4 packages. Which package, which date you wanted to import from which package? You have to decide. If I wanted to use util, java.util, see, it is automatically importing what? Import java.util.date. Okay. If you wanted to use fully qualified name, if you are sure this is available in the java.util, what I can say java.util.date, I can directly use it. This util package containing, see, all this array list class is coming under which package? Java util package. Linked list is also coming from there. Iterator is also coming from there. Set is coming from there. You can see all these classes and interfaces, these many classes interfaces, they are defining under Java util itself. Okay. Now here also, wherever you are using fully qualified name, you have to use that fully qualified name. That time it is not needed. Okay. I repeat, one class, any class should be in the package that we understood. We created first itself, the day one when we started the basics of programming. I said create a project, then create a SRC. SRC will automatically create it. Under SRC, try to create a package. Then I created one more package called basics of any programming. So every class must be inside the package. One class can be in multiple packages. Example, my class called functions. It was available in which packages? In 2 packages. One is basics of programming language. One is P1. So if you wanted to use fully qualified name, if one class is available in multiple packages, then go for using the fully qualified name. Okay. That's about the packages. In simple term to say, every class will be in one package. You wanted to use one class from one package in another package, just use the import that package. Under package, which one you wanted to use? Specify that particular class name. Okay. Any questions? Is it clear? Okay. Now we will move on for access modifiers. What do you mean by access? I do not have access to this folder. I do not have access to this particular app, whatever, right? Now, access modifiers specifies accessibility. Access modifiers specifies accessibility, scope of a data member. Access modifier specifies accessibility means scope. We already talked about local variable and global variable. Local means local to the block. Global means across the class. It's a global level. Similarly, we have access modifier to specify the scope of a data member. What is a data member? What is a class? Combination of data members and classes. Data members means variables. Okay, all these access specifiers, there are 4 types of access specifiers. All these 4 types of access specifiers, all these 4 types of specifiers can be used with data member, means can be used with variable, can be used with method. Let me put in the bracket as a variable, just not to confuse. You guys know method. All these data members can be used with the variable, or it can be used with method, or it can be used with method, or it can be used with constructor, or it can be used with the class. You will always have class, you will have a variable, you will have a method, and you will have a class or constructor. So you can use all these modifiers with all these things. What are the different modifiers you are having? I think I need to make CTU last. Right? Okay. So you can use all these 4 access modifiers with the variable, with the class, with the constructors, and with the method also. Now let's try to understand. There are 4 types of access modifiers. One is private, one is default, another one is protected, another one is public. So private means it's a private property to me. Private means it's local to me. If you declare a variable, now let's look at this example. I'm declaring class called A. I'm declaring class A. In this, I'm declaring one variable and one method. I'm declaring one variable and one method. I'm declaring them as what? Private. If you wanted to declare any variable as a private, you just have to put a keyword called private. And you want to declare any method as a private, you can declare that method as a private keyword. Okay. Then X is a private keyword. Method 1 is also private method. X is a private variable and method 1 is also private. Now, what is the scope of the private? Within the class only. Scope of the private is within the class only. You cannot access outside the class. You cannot extend, sorry, you cannot use it outside the class. Now, example, I'm creating class B. Okay, let's understand class A is in the same package, class B is also in the same package. I'm extending class A to B. Class B extends A. Now, can I use extend? See, whenever I say extends, in inheritance, I said everything you have in a superclass will be available in the subclass. A is a superclass, B is a subclass. Now, can B get the X and method 1? Yes or no? What is the scope of private? Local. Local to the class. When where I am declaring inside the class only. So these methods are available inside the class only. You cannot access it outside the class. What I am doing, see, X is a private. X is what? Private. Method is also what? Private. What is the scope of private? Within the class only. It's a private to the class. You cannot access it outside the class. You cannot access it outside the class. Now what class B is doing? Class B is trying to extend the A. Do you think once I extend, you will get everything here? You will not get, right? So now I'm trying to create an object for the class A. It allows you to create an object because I'm not declaring class as a private. Class not a private. So what it is going to do, class B extends A. Now I'm creating an object. I wanted to use the X. Is it allowing to use the X? It is not allowing you to use the X because X is a private. You cannot use it outside the class. And then you have, you are trying to call a method one. Do you think method one it is allowing? Why? Because method one is a private method. You cannot call them. Always remember, private is a within the class. Private within the class only. You cannot access it outside the class. Is it clear? Always remember, private fully restricted to the class. Private is fully restricted to the class. And now, can I have a constructor as a private? Yes, you can declare constructor as a private. Now let's look at this example here. Now I am declaring class A as a private. You have a constructor here. In previous example, I was having method one, not a constructor. In the previous example, I was not having a constructor. Here now what I am doing, I am putting a constructor here. So class A has one constructor, but I am declaring this class A as a private. Constructor, private. Now this is a private constructor here. It's not a normal constructor. This is a private constructor. When I declare this constructor as a private, and I also have some method one. Let me change this to method one instead of, okay, method one. Now I have a class B, class A and class B. Okay. Now you have a class B. I'm trying to create an object for the class A. I'm saying I'm getting compilation error. Why? When I say, I repeat, class A is having what? Private constructor, and it is having one method one. Now I'm telling class B. Here I'm trying to create an object for the class A. I'm saying it will give you the compilation error. Why? You guys think and tell me. Now you just go back and understand what is constructor. Constructor A is private. So what happens? When constructor will execute, I'll just think, go back to the constructor's concept, you will get the answer. Relate it with private and understand concept of constructors. You will get the answer. Take 2 minutes time and let me know. If you don't recollect, go back to the constructor's note and read it. Then correlate it with the private concept. Did you go through the constructor notes? You recollected what is a constructor? Okay. Now what is a private? Relate it with that. You will get the answer. Mainly used for initialization. No need to call the constructor. Need not explicitly call. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Got any answer? They generally they may not ask, but this may be a question. Constructor as a private. Answer is yes. What happens if you declare a constructor as a private? Here I am declaring constructor as a private, right? What happens? Okay, I'll give you one more hint. When constructor will execute, it will not return any, return type will not be there. Okay. The answer question is you need to correlate when constructor will execute. When you create a, we don't need to call constructors separately. We don't need to call the constructors separately. Just create an object. It will go and execute. So what is constructor here now in this class? It's a private constructor. So where what I am doing, where I am creating object. Yeah, your answer is correct. Class B. Where you are creating a constructor. Where you are creating an object. Where are you creating an object? Read. Class B. I'm creating an object for the in class B. So what happens when you create an object? When constructor will execute? When you create an object. Where I am creating object? Class B. What is a constructor? It will execute when you create an object. Now this constructor is what? Private. Where you are creating? Class B. Are you creating a object in class A or class B? Then where it will go? It will go to constructor class A. So what constructor A is saying? I am not available. That's what I said. Private. Private means within the class. Private means within the class. Now where you creating an object? Class B. Outside the class. We're creating object outside the class. Now there are two concepts are contradicting here. Concept number one, create object, go and execute the constructor. Now this line is telling go and execute the constructor. Are you guys getting? This line is telling go and execute the constructor because create an object means go and execute the constructor, right? And this line saying I'm not available. Is it not contradicting? One is saying go and execute. Another one is saying I'm not available. What will happen? Both are not matching, right? Both are not same. It's not, it's a contradicting. One say go and do it. One other say I'm not available. So that's why if you create a constructor as a private, if you create a constructor as a private, you cannot create an object. It doesn't mean you cannot create an object. You can create an object, but you cannot create an object outside the class. If you create an object within the class, you will not get any error because private within the class. No, why you're confusing? I'll write example public, static, void, main, string args. I'm just leaving it. Just put string args, and here I'm creating a constructor a obj equal to new a. Is this throw any error? It will not throw. Where are you creating constructor? Within the class. Private means available where? Within the class. Previously, why it was throwing an error? You are creating object outside the class. So outside the class, private will be available. Private will not be available. That's why it is throwing an error. Don't tell to the interviewer if your class is declared private, you cannot create an object. You can still create, but within the class. Class A, create object in the class A. Now, example, if you look at one of the basics of any programming languages, what we have done. You take any example, arrays. So what I have a class called arrays, where I'm creating an object. I think I'm not creating any object, just leave it. Take the recursion function. So I have a class called what? Recursion, where I'm creating object. This also not creating object because it's a static function. Okay. Take some. I don't know where all these functions went. Okay. Take any Java example. Method, not method. Okay. So this also does not have object because this also having multiple overloading. Now, what is your class? Overloading. Where are you creating an object? Within the class. In the overloading itself, you are creating a object. Similarly, if you create an object within the class A, it will allow you to access because you are creating inside the class. Constructor is also available inside the class, but it's a private. Private will be available inside the class. That's why it is allowing. If you try to, why here it is not allowing? Because you are trying to create object outside the class. Private, always remember, private scope is within the class only. You cannot access it outside the class. That's the reason private constructor, it is not allowing to use. Yeah, you can do inheritance. If you look at this class A is what? You have a method 1. If you do inheritance, method 1 will be available, but constructor will not be available because it's a private. You inherit it, you import it, you do whatever you wanted to do. Private is a private, personal to class. It will not be available outside the class. Okay. This is called private. See, a class cannot be a private. People might also ask a question when they are asking, definitely you will get 1 or 2 questions on the access modifiers. Definitely you will get 1 or 2 questions on the access modifiers. People might ask you, what are the access modifiers available? Private, default, protected, and public. Can I create class as a private? Answer is no. A class cannot be private or protected except nested class. Nested class means, nested if means if inside the if. Nested class means class inside the class. If you wanted to declare nested class as a private, you can declare it. You have class A. Under class A, I'm creating one more class called B. If you want declare class B as a private, if you wanted to declare class B as a private, you guys can go ahead and declare it. Okay. If it is a public, you can access it. That's what we will go the next level. Is it clear? Private, always remember. Always, whenever someone is asking or you wanted to remember access modifiers, always remember in the flow, private. Why I will tell you later. First one you remember, private. It is easy to remember private within the class. Within the class. Next one is what? Default. What is the default? If you don't declare any access modifier, here I am using what I am using? Private. I am declaring variable as what? Private. I am declaring method as a what? Private. I am declaring constructor as a what? Private. So what I am using here? Private. Now if you look at this method 1, M1, am I using any private, protected, public? Nothing. It means it's a default. If you do not provide any access keyword, by default, it is considered as a default itself. If you do not provide any access modifier, it is considered as a default. Now, if you look at here, example, I'm saying add. Am I giving any public here? Am I giving any private? It means it is a default. If you don't see any access modifier keyword, you need to understand that it is nothing but default. If you don't give any access modifier, by default, it is a default only. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Now move on to the next one called default. If you don't use any modifier, it means access modifier keyword. If you don't use any modifier, it is treated as default by default. It is treated as default by default. So don't give anything, it's a default. Okay. The default modifier is accessible only within the package. That's why I'm saying first remember private. Private is what? Within the class. They are expanding the scope now. First one completely restricted only to private. Now next one is what? Default. Default they are saying what? Within the package. They're private within the class. Default within the class as well as within the package also. You can access in any class within the package. Example. Now let's say same example. Let's say I'm using a class A and I have method 1. This class A is available in where? Pack 1. Now I said advantage of packages provides protection of the data. If you go back to the packages, what we discussed, that's what I'm trying to explain in this example now. Package provides access protection. Package provides access protection. Now this is the example I'm trying to explain you the same thing. Now you have a default, right? You have a default. Example, I'm saying class A. Did I add any access modifier? It is considered as a default. I'm giving method 1. Method 1, am I giving any access modifier? By default, it will consider as a default. Now, what is the scope of default? Within the class as well as within the package. You have any number of classes within the pack, you can use it in every class. Okay, that's a default. Now, where it is this method 1 and class A available in pack 1. Now I'm creating one more package called, one more class called B. Class B is coming in where? Package 2. Class B is coming in package 2. Now, pack 1 is one package, pack 2 is different package. What is the scope of default? Within the package. Now these two are different packages. Pack 1 is different, pack 2 is different. Now I'm importing the pack 1 dot star, means class B, class A will be available here, right? Now what I'm saying, I'm trying to use A equal to create a object. It's throwing compilation error. Here also I'm trying to call method 1 compilation error. Why? Class A is what? Default. Method 1 is what? Default. Where are you trying to use? Outside the package. So you cannot use it because it's a default. You cannot use it. Now, if you observe, to go back the package as example, I called which method? Functions. Now what I added here? I said I will explain you later. Don't worry about it. Now this functions is available in which package? Now let's say I remove this. Now what is this method? Default. What is the scope of this method now? If you don't give any access modifier, it's a default. Now what is the scope of default? Within the package. Now where I'm trying to use this add package example. Not where was that? Okay. I'm trying to use here functions. Let's take this simple example. Now I have, see, it's not allowing me to call add. Wherever you see error message with setting visible, it is saying that the method add from the type functions, from the class functions, is not visible. It is clearly saying this function I don't know. It is not visible to me. Why it is not visible? It is a default. Now add function is add function is available in where? Functions class. This class is available in where? Package 1. So what is this function? Default. If you don't give any access modifier, it means it's a default. So where are you trying to access it? Outside the package. What package? Package 2. So it is not allowing to use it. Why I go and here added it as a public? Because if you wanted to access a function which is a default, you cannot access it outside the package. One is package 1 and one is package 2. You are trying to access something in the package 1 which is a default. Default is what? Local to the package. Always remember, private local to the class. Default local to the package level. Now, since it is a default, it was not allowing me to use here. Once I declare it as a, see, immediately it is taking off the error. It was giving an error because it was not a public. It was a default. Now I add a public, it automatically allowing to use. Why it is not allowing here? Because the function and class are the default. Where you are accessing it? Outside the package. So it will not allow to use outside the package. That's why it is giving an error. Now, in the above example, scope of class A and its method 1 is default. So it cannot be accessed from outside the package. Try to use it within the same package, it will allow you to use it. Now, create this class B in the package itself. Package 1, it will allow to add. Okay. Sorry, it will allow you to add. Now, the next one is what? Protected. See, they are slowly increasing the scope. First, they said only the class. Then they increase, go ahead and use up to package. Now, protected is again increasing the scope outside the class also, outside the package also. Now, what it is saying? Protected access modifier is accessible within the package and outside the package also. Outside the package also, but they're putting one condition, but through inheritance only. Through inheritance only. Previous example, same example I'm taking as A. What I'm putting here? Public. Earlier it was default. Now I'm putting method one as what? It's a protected method now. It's a protected. What is the scope of protected? Can be accessible within the package as well as outside the package. But inheritance. Inheritance means you should extend the class. Inheritance means you should extend the class. Now, same example. I'm creating class B. Same example. This is also in package 2. But that time it is a default method. Now I am changing this method to what? Protected. Now I am changing this method to protected. Now same B class, same different package. Package is different. Now what I am using? Extends A. Now since you declared this method, as a protected, protected can be accessed outside the package also. So it can be accessible through the extending your class. Is it throwing any error here? It is not throwing any error. Why it is not throwing any error? Because it's a protected. Protected outside the package also, but through the inheritance. Is it clear? Always remember in the sequential, private within the class. Go for default within the package. You don't need to remember so much thing. Within the package, private. Next one, increase the scope. Sorry, within the class, private. Increase the scope to within the package. It's a default. Then increase the scope to within the package, outside the package, default. But, sorry, protected. But inheritance only. If you do not inherit, you cannot use it. Next one is what? Public transport. Anyone can use it, like metro or city buses. Anyone, anywhere. Now, what I did is in this example here, what I made my function called add, I made it public. Directly I'm using it. Am I doing any inheritance? You can directly use it because it's a public method. Is it clear? And I also given you the table here. Public, no need to explain. You can use it anywhere. Now, same example, class B, last time we declared this method as a protected. That's why we were extending the class B, class B extends class A because it was a protected. If you don't inherit, you cannot use it. But now what I declared it as a public. So you can directly use it. You can directly, no inheritance concept is needed. Now go through this table. We will stop it here with this access modifiers. Monday we'll start with exception handling. Now you have access modifiers here. Now go through this table, understand it. Whatever we discussed, once you go home, you already have this material with you. Now I'm clearly giving what is the visibility for which keyword. Now you have a public. Same class for all thing is yes. Protected also is, default also is, private is also, because within the same class. Same class means private is also available, means everything will be available. Always remember, private available means everything will be available within the class. Now from any class in the same package, first scope is what? For private within the class. Now from any class, now we are going with what? Same package. Public is also available, protected is also available, default is also available, but private is not available. In the same package also it is not available. Next one is what? Subclass in the same package. Subclass in the same package. Public is yes, protected is yes. Protected is coming what? Package comma inheritance. Then yes, it is available. Private always no. Next one, subclass outside the package. Subclass outside the package. Public is yes, protected is yes, default is no. Default is within the package. Outside the package, it is not available, right? Then any non-subclass outside the package. Outside the package, protected as a scope, but through the inheritance. But when it comes to outside the package, but non-subclass, you're not using inheritance. Only public will be available example. This one I'm just showing. Okay, I'm adding public to the function add method. Okay, so we will stop it here. But most important thing from the interview point of view, access modifiers. They will ask you what is the use of access modifiers. You can say that it provides the scope of accessibility to the class, to the variable, to the method, and as well as to the constructors also. Then just try to, as said multiple times, remember with first provide